and welcome to our August coaching call. We're workshopping the names still for these as we develop our Code Club community of guides and facilitators. So if you have any thoughts on that in the future, please let me know. Let me share what we are going to discuss today real quick. Like I said, since it's just the three of us, we'll make this a quick meeting. We'll do a quick intro, although we've already chatted a little bit, talk about a few updates, and then some thoughts on how we can kind of breathe new life into Code Club or get started after being down for a while. Just whatever ideas we might have. I've got a few. I'm sure you guys have some too. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or whatnot that we want to discuss, that will be the time. So to kick things off, we'll do just a formal name, library, what your role there is, and then a book that has disappointed you recently. Because we always talk about the good books, so let's talk about the not so good ones today. So I'll start. I think I've met both of you officially, but I am Ryan Congdon. I'm head of customer success here at Prenda and do a little bit of all sorts of different stuff, but primarily my job is to work with you guys because I was a librarian. And so I know a little bit better what your world entails and what the library world is like than Luke or William know. So that's my job. We've been doing a lot of fun stuff. We'll talk about some of that later. And I actually just finished last night the most recent book by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child, Bloodless. And I'm a big fan of their work. I read all their books as they come out. But this one and actually the one before it, they both started off really good and were really fun and exciting. And then it felt like the ending, they just kind of took the easy way out. Like they're like, okay, let's finish this and get it over with. And so that was a little disappointing. You know, they didn't, rather than tying it up in a neat bow and making a really cool ending, they like took the easy way out. They phoned it in. And I was kind of sad about that because some of their books are just like, you get to the ending, you're like, oh. So, all right. So Julie, why don't you go?
Okay, I'm Julie Strunk. I manage children's and youth services at the Lakewood Public Library. Mm-hmm. Lakewood is a suburb of Cleveland, just west of Cleveland on Lake Erie.
Very nice.
And we have not actually kicked off a club yet, but we will be soon, hopefully. The worst book, or the book that I've been disappointed in, our school system does a Battle of the Books program every year. And one of the books they've chosen for this next year, and because I work with them, I read all the books, is a really old title called Pippi Longstocking. Mm-hmm. It is the stupidest, silliest book I've ever read. Why they picked it, I don't know, but okay, they did. So
okay.
That's my story.
No, just because it's a classic doesn't mean it's very good, you know.
Right.
I've read a few of those. Very cool. Karen, how about you?
I'm Karen Benson with the Gravette Public Library. Gravette is in the northwest corner of Arkansas, close to Missouri and Oklahoma.
Okay.
We are about 20 minutes west from Bentonville, where the Walmart corporate offices are located, mm-hmm. and not far from Springdale, where Tyson is located. So there's some Fortune 500 companies up in our area, but Gravette itself, this is a rural, more farming community.
Gotcha.
And by the way, I have to leave it in about 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll plan on wrapping up in 10 minutes then.
Book that disappointed me was Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
There were just times when I just wanted to say, Matthew, TMI, too much information. I don't need to know all this about your personal life.
I love you.
Anyway.
I love you to death, Matthew, but
Yeah,
let's
there are
keep it
things
that
that
way.
yeah, that you really don't need to be telling. But anyway, so we had received the grant
Mhm.
back in
IMLS one.
2019, and prior to COVID, we only had 10 laptops, but we have 55 coders, and so like we were running 4 code clubs a week, just so you know the youth had access to the computers. We recently got a grant and have bought 10 more laptops. So now we
Excellent.
have 20, and we're getting ready to start our code club again. We're going to do it differently though. We're not bringing the youth in to a meeting. It's going to be more of a come and go, where families can come in, and we have a large homeschool community here. So that they
Excellent.
can come in, they can check out the laptop, the robots, Raspberry Pi, Makey, whatever they need, and go anywhere in the library to work on their project.
Well, that sounds fun.
So that's what we're going to do, and staff will be here circulating and helping them out as needed.
That sounds
Giving them
very
that little bit of encouragement.
yeah, which is all they really need a lot of the times, especially if they've got a good group to work with.
Right.
Real quick, I put and am putting some links in the chat to. The first one is the Prenda code review. I don't know if you're getting those from Luke. It's a little newsletter he's putting together for you guys. Okay. Wanted to share that if you hadn't seen it yet. That was August's review, and it just talks about a few things. There's a little video you can watch on your time as it suits you. The second one there is just a little survey about starting up Code Club in the fall. If you haven't taken that yet, please do. It's like 3 questions. And then this next one is the contest website, because we will be starting another contest in September. I have got graphics together, and that was the other one. Here is the link to the media packet with lots of graphics and handouts and suggested blurbs. I went ahead and I made some graphics that were not as just geared towards kids. So there's some that have more of a teen feel to them as well, because I know that was a concern and it has been a concern. So we always a struggle getting those teens. Who understands a teenager? I don't even think they understand themselves. So, but there are some that are not just for kids, because we want it to be a broad. Karen, you're reaching out to families as well, which is fantastic, I think. So I think some of those graphics will appeal to a broader audience. And there are, in the Prenda code review, there are more graphics Luke has put together that are just about joining Code Club and accessing the resource and such as well. So make sure and give those a look. The big new thing that we're updating on the app is previously, anytime a coder has had to do a workout or a mission, they've read kind of the outline, and then they've had to open up Scratch or open up Replit. And that's going to change, because we are in the process of building our own Scratch and our own Replit code editor right in the app. So it can all happen on one page. There'll be instructions for the workout, and then the code editor on the same page. They don't have to go anywhere. That'll make, they won't have to have multiple screens going, or it'll just simplify things a lot. It'll make the privacy issues will be a lot simpler on your end. You won't have to make separate accounts on Scratch and all these. So that is really going to take the program to another level and make it just kind of all contained. We're really excited about that. So
what's the ETA for that?
Couple of months, I'm hoping. Certainly end of the year, I think we will have it done. We actually did. We contracted out with someone to do the Scratch part of it, just to kind of port it, but we're doing the Replit one in-house with our developer. So since he doesn't have to do both of them, we're thinking end of the year we should have it done, hopefully sooner. So, and as soon as we do, there's going to be big announcements, because obviously it's going to make a big difference in how the app functions, and you're going to log in one day and be like, whoa, what is this? So we'll make sure you know. that is the biggest change coming. There are other things with the community. We're going to migrate away from Facebook in the future and have more of a probably app contained community for sharing ideas between guides. And we are also working on updating the training modules. Problem with that is a lot of it has to do with how the app functions, and we can't update that until we've got the app kind of functioning the way we want it to. So once we get all these changes done, there'll be a big overhaul in the training center, and that'll be a much more useful tool for you as well. Okay, that covers all the new stuff. So Karen, you talked about some great ideas about doing Code Club in a new way with families and kind of as they come in. That is fantastic. When are you planning on beginning that? September? Was that the kind of launch date? Is that when your subscription starts again?
Subscription starts September 1st. I went through yesterday and checked everything is up and running, and
Perfect.
all of the coder information is still there.
Excellent.
And so I was really glad to see that. That way they're not losing anything that they had already accomplished. So we are planning, we're going to start promoting it September 1st.
Awesome.
Which is
awesome.
our subscription start date.
Awesome. And you might even promote it a little sooner just to get people, hey, heads up, starting September 1st. This is
well,
this
yeah, I mean, that's the date it's going to start, but we've already got some graphics ready.
Perfect.
To go up on Facebook and Instagram, just announcing that Code Club is back.
You guys are awesome. You guys are so awesome. Do you have any other plans for working with the community? I know right now everyone's kind of in a state of, all right, what's going to happen this fall? I know we're all feeling that. But do either of you really have any ideas or plans for starting maybe a community outreach effort, working with a local school or clubs or anything like that?
So one of the things we had it was a community conversation. We had received a grant from Libraries Transforming Communities.
Perfect.
ALA, and there were some things that came out of that really surprised me. One was the assistant principal of the school came up to me afterward and told me that teachers need community service hours in a program that they have, and she's checking with teachers to see if they would like to be facilitators.
Oh, that'd be great.
Club. So I'm thinking about doing a kind of a community-wide event over at the Civic Center where we can take all 20 laptops and set them out to do an event to introduce parents to Code Club. Because I think if you can get the parents involved in it, if they understand what it is, then they're going to encourage their children. And so, we're talking about doing an evening event.
Oh, that'd be fun.
For parents. And of course, in December, I think it's the first week that is when there is an emphasis on
STEM.
Oh, pardon? No, it's all about coding. We've done Hour of Code before. I think it's the first week of December that occurs.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And so, we want to do something that week as well.
Awesome. I remember when I first started Code Club, I always asked parents, the first meeting, please come. After that, we don't want you there, but please come to the first meeting to set everything up and see what it's all about. And that was always kind of a big hit.
So we are not doing any in-person programming at this point in time. And the school system will not allow visitors at this point in time. So we are going to have to kick it off virtually.
Okay.
And that is our challenge right now. I have a very small staff. We let go of a lot of people when we shut down.
I remember you saying that last time. Yeah.
So I have only 4 full-timers, including myself. And 2 of them are very hesitant, even after going through the training to do this. The other one and myself we're ready to give it a shot.
Okay.
I'm certainly ready. So we will see. It's going to be a slow expanding process.
Okay. Well,
Our director has said probably no in person this year.
oof,
So
like this
um,
calendar year.
yeah,
Okay. That's there's not much left of this calendar year, so that's okay.
right. But we figured if we try the code club, at least people will have it in their face.
Absolutely. Mhm.
They'll see there is something being offered. And I do a monthly newsletter to all the principals in
that's
our
great.
school system,
That's
and I
great.
will, certainly be advertising this.
Yeah. If you need, Julie, since you're, and Karen, this goes for you too, if you are in need of another adult to sit in on the virtual code club with you, or just to take the reins, obviously we want you guys connecting with your coders in your community, but I'm happy to sit in on a Zoom meeting. Just send me the link and the time,
Thank you.
and I can do that.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
absolutely.
Mhm.
And even if you just want me there to kind of like watch and give you pointers afterwards or something, like,
Mhm.
I'm happy to help out. So
I had a lot of fun going through the training.
yeah.
So
Luke had a lot of fun making it. So
For us, we tried virtual and there just wasn't the participation. And I think part of it is because, especially with the homeschool families, you have a family with 6 children
Oh,
that
yeah.
are sharing one computer, or we
Mhm.
have so many people in our community that don't have access to internet. So we just got a grant and started a hotspot lending program.
Awesome. Good for you guys.
So, we're trying to deal with those. I'm sorry to jump off, but I'm going to have to
No,
leave.
that's
You're talking
fine.
about small staff. There's 2 of us here today, and one's getting ready to go to lunch, so I've got to man the front desk.
Thanks for joining us. I think we're going to wrap up anyways here soon, but
nice to meet you, Karen.
and I'll send you some more information, Karen, afterwards. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. Julie, is there anything else any other issues or challenges you wanted to kind of chat about while it's just
Not really. Karen touched on the fact that the virtual programs just aren't attracting.
It's hard. It is a hard,
Yeah.
I mean, even this summer when we had it open to everyone in the coding community, we had about 50 people registered, and we had a dozen or so real stalwart kids that would come, but that was over like the whole world, I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I understand
No.
with a small community, small group, it might be, 1 or 2 would be a huge success, for starters.
Yeah. We had quite a few programs, virtual programs tying in with summer reading
Mhm.
this summer, animal programs, space
Mhm.
programs, whatever. We would have people register, but very few actually
Yeah.
tuned in.
It's
And
the
normally,
eternal problem with libraries. Right?
yeah, normally an animal program would attract 100 to 300.
Yeah.
We were lucky to get 10.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
It is. It is. Well, feel free and please do. One of the reasons we're doing those contests is to kind of give you another way to promote, hey, virtual code club, you could win a robot if you make this cool program in this contest. So make use of those graphics and make use of that to kind of build up the
Yes.
interest, and
Yeah.
anything else you think would be a good tool that we can help you develop, or happy to do that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And do let me know if you want me to sit in on Code Club.
Okay.
And just
Yeah.
give me,
That's a
a couple of days
great
heads up, and I'll be
offer.
there.
Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome.
All right. You
Have a
take
good
care.
one.